Hey up everyone, how you all doing? Happy Easter. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're all very well. Right, I've got ultimate bucket list Daytona 500 race, day tour of the International Speedway. A few people in the comments mentioned about more NASCAR, so here I am. It is on a channel called Ultimate Bucket List. I've not been here before, I'll subscribe to it, I'll give it a like. But that, I've checked out Nin, and that's Nin, if I'm not mistaken. I probably am, but no, that's Nin, I'm sure it is. Anyway, I hope you're all good. Let's get on with it. Enjoy the last video I did about the NASCAR. It surprised me that it's sometimes called Speedway. I thought Speedway was a term for like, I don't know Speedway here that's nothing like NASCAR. Apart from it's racing cars, it's, I don't know, but I look forward to learning more about it. I've heard of Daytona. I remember having a game on Amiga when I was a child. I think it was the Amiga, or Commodore 64, something like that. I can't remember, but I think it was the Amiga. Daytona, a racing game. Yeah, a long time ago. Anyway, let's get on with this.
Rather interestingly, the most important race of the NASCAR calendar is this one, the first race of the season.
The Daytona 500, the most famous and iconic race in the NASCAR calendar. It's the most popular form of racing in the US, and the appeal is that these are cars that you could supposedly buy in a dealership, hence the term stock car racing, even though these cars are anything but stock. In this form of racing, pretty much anything can happen.
I feel like I said Speedway at the beginning. Speedway's nothing to do with cars, that's bikes, I believe. I meant stock, so if I said speed, I'm sorry. I ain't got a clue what I said, but I feel as though I did say speed.
And that's really the appeal.
101,000
or anything but stock. In this form of racing, pretty much anything can happen, and that's really the appeal.
101,000 fans pack into this stadium, costing $400 million. The atmosphere is electric. Fans travel from all the way across America and even the world to come and watch the Daytona 500. I mean, what's their...
Do we have international drivers in here, or is it just a national event? I might ask some questions that seem very stupid to a lot of you guys, but I don't know. Because I've not heard of NASCAR outside of America, but again, as he said, it's called stock car sometimes. But yeah, let me know if there's international drivers.
Not to like fast cars, loud cars, cheap beer, there's plenty of food. But the best thing about NASCAR is the accessibility to the fans. Now, you could pay for an ordinary ticket and just watch the race, and that's fine. But you could pay a little bit more money and enter the inner circle, whereby you're in the same area as the drivers, you get to see how the garages work. You could even pass articles of clothing to the drivers and have them sign it for you. You can get as close to the drivers as is humanly possible. Pay a bit more money and have them drive you around the track, which is pretty awesome. You don't get that in F1. You don't get that in motorcycle racing. You don't get that in the Le Mans, but you do get that here at NASCAR. The race itself is electric stuff.
Almirola up to cover.
One thing I've noticed about the stadiums, whether it be the NFL or the college football stadiums or whatever, they're like so high up, multi-story just about. That's crazy, so high up. See, I feel as though not many stadiums here go past the first level, never mind the second level. I don't think I've ever seen a third level. Again, I don't go to stadiums often. By often, I mean never, so I don't know, I'm just going off what I've seen on the telly and stuff, but these are really high up.
The race itself is electric stuff.
Almirola up to cover. Dillon, where will he go?
Get there.
Oh, into Almirola. Around he goes.
Fast turns, crashes, loud, thundering noise.
Did I read up in the comments of the last NASCAR one that I did, that there's street races as well that weren't mentioned in the last one? Or did I read that in another comment from another video? I'm sure it's from the NASCAR.
few accidents here and there.
Round off the bumper of Blaney.
And the 2018 winner was a chap called Austin Dillon. And I got to see his car. Now, Austin Dillon's car is actually on display at the Daytona Tour, and if you can't make the race itself, I highly recommend paying the $25 for the All Access Tour, which takes
that
you
ain't bad at all, is it?
It's exactly 1 mile across over there, so if you're watching the race on television...
It takes you onto the track. You can actually climb the track and act like a complete tourist, pretty much like I did.
This is really kind of steep.
I think you'd have to, if you're there, you got to climb up that, see how steep it is. Camera never shows the actual steepness angle of an hill, does it? But yeah, it looks steep on here, so I imagine it's a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? Don't give it justice.
It all takes you then onto the media centre, where all the media converge after the race to interview the drivers.
About 200 journalists sit in here. You look at these little things in front of you, they'll plug in their microphones, their laptops, and so on.
It also takes you into Victory Lane Park, where they award the winners their trophy, their champagne, and, you know, whatever. It was pretty cool to see. It was pretty cool to be a part of. You also get to climb into the stands and just see how big this place actually is.
It does look humongous, though. See, I've always thought that with Formula 1. It's the same with this, isn't it? You just zoom, split second though the car's going past. But I wonder, how long does it take from, on this track, from there to there on average? Do you know what I mean? Start to finish. I don't mean the entire race. I mean from one point back to the same point on the track.
I must admit, there's a lot of walking on the tour, and if you can't make the race, definitely see the tour the day after, or...
I'm sorry, I think the question I was trying to ask there, how long's the track?
I must admit, there's a lot of walking on the tour, and if you can't make the race, definitely see the tour the day after, or whenever you're here. The highlight of the tour is seeing the winning car, and the winning car, still full of confetti, still covered in champagne, still dented up with dings and whatever. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. Oh, I like that one. Oh, you don't get much of a view of it. That one there. I don't know what style of car this is or what they'd call it. That one's a drag, that red one in the back. There's a drag car, isn't it? Is it? The one where a parachute come out of the back. Looks like it to me by the shape of it. Again, this is all about NASCAR, so I'm probably wrong. It's just the shape of that NASCAR, but it looks like a dragster to me. Dragster? Is that the right word, or I've just made that up? Yeah, but I really like that. The red and white one here.
So, I'm sold. I want to come to the Daytona 500. What do I do? Well, believe it or not, tickets are sold up to a year in advance, so there's no excuse for you not to get a ticket. Rather interestingly, the closer you get to the action, the cheaper the ticket. In pretty much every other sport in the world, the closer you are to the action, the more expensive the tickets. But in NASCAR,
how's this working,
it's completely different. The closest you can get to the track, the tickets will cost you about $100. The higher up you go, the more you'll pay. Tickets have been known to go for over $1,700, so that's really expensive.
So when he said higher up you go, I'm gonna guess it means higher up the I don't even know, the stands, the seats, I don't know what they're called. The third balcony up, the higher you get up there, the more it costs. I find that mental, as he said, that it's usually the opposite way around. I suppose in this day and age, people have got cameras with zoom so they can watch the entire track from up there. I don't know. That's probably my guess. Other than that, I ain't got a clue. But yeah, it's very different.
I didn't mind paying the $100 or so just to sit front row, and I actually like being closer to the action, so that pretty much suited me down to a T. If you can't make the race and you want to come to the stadium tour, You don't need to book, just turn up. Just turn up at the gates, pay your $25 for the All Access Tour. I probably wouldn't go for the Speedway Tour, I'd go for the All Access because you get more. It's definitely worth the money, even if you're not a racing fan, even if, you know, you're just...
And I've just noticed there as well, it mentioned Speedway, so in this context I'm assuming means cars. There's a Speedway here that I don't think involves cars, it's only like motorbikes and motorbike with sidecars, not actual cars.
Passing Daytona to Daytona Beach is definitely worth 3 hours of your time, and you'll have a great time. But if you have enjoyed...
I have, I want to see the inside. Oh, look at that. See, is it fiberglass, the actual shell, or carbon fiber these days? I do not know. But yeah, I like that. What's it? Yeah, it looks heavy. It really looks heavy, but I bet it's nowhere near as heavy as it looks. But yeah, you're not getting hurt if you roll that damn thing, are you?
But if you have...
Dumb thing to say. There's bound to be injuries, of course there is, but yeah, the safety's up there.
Enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, comment below, and if you've got any other ideas to add to my bucket list or ideas to your bucket list, feel free to tweet at me. I'll be sure to reply, and if I get enough tweets, might go do it. So guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.
See you later then.
Just the size of this place.
Like
one side of the stadium is actually shorter than the other, and that's because of the curvature of the earth. That's how big this place actually is.
Wow, that's crazy. Now that see the architect had to, wow, even had to allow for the curvature. That's crazy, absolutely mental. But I just saw it as being a big eye. I didn't realise it was on that sort of scale. Doesn't surprise me. I didn't realise, but it doesn't surprise me, of course. Right, I enjoyed that. I'm definitely going to be checking out loads more with and stuff. I like him. He's funny. Right, if you guys enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up if you want to and all that good stuff. And enjoy your Easter. Have a good one. Goodbye. Bye-bye.